The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another extra episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast, and I'm joined today by actress Briony Monroe. Hello, Briony, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. It's really good to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we will be talking about your acting career and that sort of thing, but just initially, some people may know you because of the fact there is an ongoing case with Particle 6 about their use of your face for an AI actress called Tilly Norwood. I understand you can't say much about that because it's an ongoing case, but what can you tell us?
Well, I've been currently working with my equity union about it. Equity is the body that helps protect actors and their rights. So I've been working closely with them to try and get the issue resolved.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I hope you get that sorted out
Thank you.
quickly and to your satisfaction.
Thank you.
Okay, moving away from that, let's talk about you and about your films and everything. So I normally start off with a straightforward question. How did you get into acting and especially into sort of horror and fantasy films?
hmm well, it's interesting. I've wanted to act since I was really, really young. I was about 8 years old when I was like, this is something that I really want to explore. So I've been training ever since then. And yeah, the sci-fi and horror, I just sort of fell into a little bit. Laurie Brewster had put out a casting call years ago. I want to say back in 2017. Could be getting that wrong, but it
Yeah.
was a long time ago. And I auditioned and I got the role. And that's how I ended up in the kind of horror world, which has been really fun.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so yeah, your first horror film was The Black Gloves,
Yep.
2017. Um, what I found interesting is that you've also done some dramas and comedies, but even the dramas you've done have been a bit of that some of them have had a sort of darker edge to them.
Yeah.
Uh, do you enjoy doing that kind of thing?
Yeah, I love it. So it was actually a comedy writer and producer that discovered me. His name's John Stewart. And he came to a college production of mine. He knew my lecturer, so he really went to support her. And he wrote a short film many years ago and couldn't find the right ghetto. And then he saw me in that college production and wanted to audition me. And that was my first lead role in a short film. So it was really all thanks to him for kickstarting all of this for me. But yeah, that was a short film called Eggshells, which is actually free to watch on YouTube. And that was the first it was the first film I'd ever done really, and it was the first kind of drama that I'd done. So it was really fun.
All right. And then you did a couple of short horror films, and you moved from there into sort of science fiction and fantasy stuff. Which do you prefer, the horror or the sci-fi fantasy?
I mean, I've loved horror for many, many years now, so I'm probably biased when I say I prefer the horror. Um, Sci-fi, I actually have never really known much about, but when I started to work on the sci-fi projects for myself, that's when I delved into it a little bit. But I think horror will always be my first love.
Yeah. You did the Black Clouds, I say. Then you did the Matriarch, which was
hmm
another horror film. You did In the Dark of Day, which is sci-fi and it says it's a dark thriller. I don't quite know what that means. I haven't seen that one. In Dragon Knight, which was a fantasy, and The Slave and the Sorcerer, which was an action fantasy. Um, but I noticed that on your IMDb page, there's two upcoming films on there. You've got The
Mhm.
Realm of Darkness, which is a horror film, and The Slave of the General, which I assume is a follow-up to The Slave and the Sorcerer.
Yeah, so The Slave and the General we actually wrapped back late last year. So that's done. That's now in post-production. So I'm really excited to see it and for everyone else to see it. Realm of Darkness, I can't speak too much on yet. I've got a couple of other things in the pipeline as well. A
Okay.
couple of comedy projects that I'm looking to explore, but again, I can't really say too much on that,
Okay,
unfortunately.
fair enough. Um, when you're doing the horror films, is there a specific style of horror that you like, you like doing, or um, are you just happy to do any kind of horror?
I mean, I'm happy to do any kind of horror, but I did really like the Black Gloves, that Hitchcockian kind of black and white homage to that era. I do really, really love that. And that was really fun to film as well because the makeup is so different because it has to translate in black and white.
Yeah.
So all, just to see all of that was really interesting. But in terms of acting style, I would love to play like a really complex character with a lot of depth and a lot of layers. Psychology has always kind of been something I've been interested in as well. So I think to play an evil character that has a lot of nuance would be really fun.
So maybe a more sort of psychological horror than a kind of slasher than.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still think slashers are great. But I do love psychological horror.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think there's something about psychological horror that kind of really gets inside you that sort of can make it a lot more disturbing than just seeing people being killed a lot.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So, do you have a kind of I don't know, a plan or a sort of like a thing of where you would like to see your career go?
I think the plan is just really like everyone else. I just want to make a living off of doing what I love and, have the freedom to explore many different projects, many
Right.
different genres and acting styles, and just be a really versatile actor, I think is really my main goal. I don't want to, fall completely into horror as much as I love it, and I really do. I that isn't what I would always want to be known for. I would want to be known for being able to be able to do a plethora of different roles.
Yeah.
That's really my main goal.
Yeah, no, I get that. I completely understand that. And you, have you thought about moving out of acting into making your own films at all, or?
Yeah, well, that's kind of what one of my things in the pipeline is. Yeah, I'm looking more to explore in the creative side of things to create something,
Okay.
as well as being in it as well. But again, that journey is going to be so out of my depth and so out of my comfort zone. But I'm really excited for it because I'm gonna learn so much about the production side of things as well, which I think is gonna be a really cool skill to have.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And I know you're Scottish originally, but are you based in Scotland now? Are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm based in Scotland, but I grew up with an English accent, so I think that's why my accent sounds a little bit all over the place. Um, I get told I don't sound that Scottish by Scottish people.
I don't know. I can hear the Scottish
You can
in
hear
there.
it. Okay, well
Yeah,
that's good. I'll take that.
definitely, definitely. But yeah, because you originally trained in Glasgow, didn't you? Uh, was it a college or you?
Yeah, well, from when I was about 12 to 14, I was part of a youth drama. Um, I mean, I was also part of a youth drama before that, and then moved back to Scotland, and was doing a youth drama. And then at 14 to 18, I trained at UK Theatre School. So that was kind of more musical theatre training, which was really fun, but it did it did show me that maybe stage work isn't really isn't really my bag.
I was
I love going to see musical theater. I love going to see shows. Musical theater pretty much raised me. But I will leave that to people that know what they're doing. And
I was going to ask whether or not you'd done much theatre work and whether it was something that you would like to do at some point.
yeah, well, I mean, my hand was kind of forced into it when I did the training at theatre school and then at college as well. In order to get the qualifications, you had to do a big end of year production. And I know this is going to sound kind of funny, but I'm just being completely candid. I'm an actor with stage fright. I get really, really anxious on stage, and it's such a different ball game. You know, it's
Yeah,
completely different style of approach, and it's that whole thing that if you mess up in front of everyone, there's no stopping, cutting, editing. Like everyone's seen it, and that
yeah.
element of it really gets in my head. So I respect anyone that can do theatre because it's not for the weak, let me tell you.
No, no, I know. And it is that, as you say, it's that thing of the fact that when you're making a film, if you get it wrong, you can just go back and do it again.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
nobody
Thing
needs
is,
to
on
necessarily
set,
have
this
done
is
it.
the weird thing. On set, I don't even really mess up that much, I don't think, but I think it being in front of a camera, it gives you that opportunity to explore different ways that you approach that scene
Yeah,
or different ways you say the lines. Whereas theatre is quite regimented, it has to be pretty much the same time after time after time. So I feel like in that sense, you don't really get a chance to explore, um,
yeah.
which is
I
an
know what you
element
mean.
of it that I'm not a fan of. Um, but I think, like I say, anyone that can do it is, hats off. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Completely agree. Okay, so you got Realms of Darkness, you can't say a lot about. Slave in the General, do you know when that's likely to be coming out?
I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure of any dates or anything. But I'm sure if you keep up with the British Horror Studio pages, then they'll make all the announcements through that.
Okay. So I mean you're working have you been working with them a lot?
Yeah, yeah, I've worked with them for many years now, since the Black Gloves, and I was 19, I think. So yeah, almost 10 years now. I've been working with them, which has been really fun. It's been really amazing to see their journey and being a part of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I got to meet Megan and Laurie
Hmm.
at the Romford Horror Film Festival this
Oh
year.
wow.
So that was really good. Watching their new films on there. What I like about them is that there's such a diversity of films. I mean, they had what I saw three full-length feature films there that were all of theirs,
Wow.
and every single one of them was a different style of horror.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're really, really good at exploring different creative avenues, I think. And they're a really good team to work with, to be honest. It's a set that I feel really comfortable. If I have any ideas, then I feel like I can voice them and we'll try it out. If it works, great. If it doesn't, fine, you move on,
Yeah.
And I really like that because sets aren't always like that. So to have that comfortability to express my own ideas is really fun. It's really nice.
Yeah, Laurie was saying that he encourages everyone, whether they're behind the camera or in front of the camera, to voice their own
Yeah.
ideas and to have their own kind of, and he encourages people's projects as well if they want to start working on their own things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's a very, very supportive team, which I really like.
yeah, no, I'm really, I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. The stuff that I've seen of theirs has been interesting. I haven't liked all of it, but it's been interesting, and I
Mhm.
kind of I like the fact that they're doing different things, and that we're getting a new kind of wave of totally British horror movies coming out.
Definitely.
Okay, so I'm assuming that will probably go to festivals, Flavour the General, and your own stuff. Any idea when you're going to start actually working on that?
I have already started working on
Oh,
it,
okay.
but it's at the very, very beginning stages. But yeah, I think it'll be something different. It will be something good that I think the industry needs.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm very, very excited, and I'm excited when I can share more. But just now, I need to
Yeah.
keep my mouth shut, which is
No,
very
no, no.
annoying because I'm super excited about
I
it.
completely understand that. I completely understand. Um, what I would like to, what I would like to say is, thank you for coming on the show. And I'd just like to say, I think it's great to see. As I mean, I'm an old man now, but it's great to see a lot of young actors, actresses, and filmmakers coming into this to the horror and sci-fi field, especially, but into just generally into filmmaking in Britain because it's we've always had a good tradition of filmmaking, and I think it's really good to see a new young sort of drive being put into that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's really nice to see. I like watching a lot of student films as well, just seeing what's maybe different now than it was 10 years ago when I was studying, and seeing different ideas. And I really do enjoy it because I remember being there, being 17, 18 and not giving chances because you don't have experience. And it's a whole vicious cycle. So I think the fact that there are a lot of young people still motivated to be part of this industry, I think is really cool. And, people definitely need to give them the opportunities for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll know this better than anyone. It's really good to see lots of people making good films using practical effects and things like that rather than using AI.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, couldn't agree more.
Okay. Thank you, Bryony. It's been
Oh,
great
thank
to talk
you.
to you.
It's lovely to talk to you too.
Everybody out there, I'll put a link to Bryony's socials on there so you can keep an eye on what she's doing. Keep an eye out for her films, upcoming films, and hopefully we will talk again in the future.
I would love that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone out there, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. The Sci-Forror Film Podcast.